In this segment, Stephanie Miller and her guests catch us up on the latest when it comes to Trump and all his legal cases. Here's Stephanie.
On the other side could make it today. I don't know if that means that there weren't enough seats in the courtroom in New York, but I know that the Oversight Committee canceled a hearing that was supposed to happen right now on this matter so that they could be at the president's trial. I know some members will miss this vote because they want to be at the president's trial, and I don't think that anything could animate the phrase "do nothing Congress" more than missing votes and canceling hearings to go up and be a spectator at your cult leader's trial. That is the definition of "do nothing Congress." But I'm here for a celebration because let's raise a glass. It's been about 2 years this week. May 12 is when Jim Jordan, our chairman, was subpoenaed and asked to comply with his subpoena for his role, his interaction with the former president on the January 6th attack of the Capitol. And so we are now 735 days in. It's 2 years, and this committee has the nerve, this committee has the temerity to seek compliance from the Attorney General. I actually think you should not be able to bring any subpoena of another person if you are out of compliance of your own subpoena.
Our alpha liberal from the great state of California. Good morning, Representative Swalwell.
Good morning. Good morning. I was just in a Judiciary Committee hearing. We call that the land of misfit toys because it's including the likes of Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, and others. So this is a welcome and refreshing reprieve.
Listen, can we tell you that calling you an alpha liberal is the highest compliment? Because on TV, on Twitter, you show Democrats how to fight, how to take it to these Republicans.
Yes.
You tweeted that. You said, worse, the land of misfit treasonous toys could get more populated if some of these MAGA Republican candidates win.
That's right.
Right, and we just went through the whole bunch of them that have threatened violence in their campaign ads, right?
And I just sat through a hearing with the Assistant Attorney General where the Republicans are protesting that the Department of Justice is looking at people that threaten violence at school board meetings. And, you know, they cannot draw the distinction between someone who would show up peacefully and passionately to talk about their kids' curriculum and the over 220 cases that Reuters has recently identified of incidents where school board members are being threatened. And look, this is a lot who now is more comfortable with violence than voting. They'd rather see chaos than community. And we can't call them out enough because, and we know they have chosen chaos. And we've got to be loud, we've got to organize and mobilize, and we can win. It's a narrow path, but we can win.
Yeah, and you pointed out, you said, what? 1/3 of Americans say it's time to take up arms against our government. I know exactly who's inspiring the treason curious, as you call it. And you went down the list. Ronnie Jackson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Gosar, Lauren Boebert, with these ads that are, inspiring violence. And this goes all the way up to what we're doing with January 6th, right? You just said, please, MAGA Republicans are not pro-cop, they're pro-coup. Start calling them out. And that's what we have to do, is say it like it is, right?
We let them define us as, a defund the police, open border, socialist party, and one, that is not who we are at all. That doesn't reflect Joe Biden's beliefs. I think we have to play on their side of the field and put them on their heels because they have proven, not just by, fringe people in their party that they're outside the mainstream, but by the votes that they've taken, that the majority of them voted against same-sex marriage. The overwhelming majority of them voted for forced pregnancies for women. Majority of them voted against contraception. So that's who they are. And so we have them on the record. This isn't, Marjorie Taylor Greene said something and we're projecting it on all of them. No, these are votes that they've cast that put them outside the mainstream of the freedom that we all want for ourselves, our family, and our community. And let's keep them on their side of the field, not ours.
Yep. You tweeted, imagine hating America so much you're rooting for higher gas prices just to own the libs. Prices were surging. POTUS and House Democrats attacked the problem while MAGA GOP exploited. Now they're coming down. And thank you for pointing out about the media, what we always say. You said DC media will cover the spike, but move on from the story once prices drop. It's a trajectory as old as time. We have different jobs. I'm reminding constituents that House Democrats and Biden attack the issue when relief is coming. And then you followed up with...
That's because, a reporter said that, it was premature for me to say that. And as I said, in the last 4 weeks, between 32 cents and 40 cents, it's come down. And it's like, no, well, when should we point out that we attack the problem and the prices are coming down?
Right.
Because no reporter is going to follow up on that story. They're just going to move on to the new issue of the day or grievance of the day that Republicans will point out. And you probably saw the same Fox News handoff that I saw, where one anchor was handing off the hour to another, and they were bemoaning that these low gas prices may hurt independent gas station operators. So they've already moved on. That
Right.
That's Joe Biden's fault.
And they don't highlight. Right, they don't highlight that every Republican voted against the, no gas, price gouging at the pump. And you tweeted, "Gas prices are so low, Ted Cruz canceled his flight and drove to Cancun," which is funny. That's funny, and that's the way you troll the the Republicans with the truth, right? Right. I mean, it's. Also, we may be on that. Well, I don't want to trust Manchin necessarily in anything, but we might be on the verge of getting really something done, right, on climate and drug prices, etc. You tweeted yesterday the Senate passed my bipartisan Homicide Victims Family Rights Act that will reinvestigate homicide files upon request by a loved one 3 years after the case goes cold. Next stop is POTUS's desk to be signed into law. You, as a former prosecutor, tell us how, about this and why you wanted to get this done.
Too many families have nearly lost hope that the case involving their lost loved one will be solved. And more cases, when it relates to homicides, are unsolved than solved. And that's hard to believe, right? But more cases in a homicide investigation are unsolved. And so this would allow, after 3 years, any cold case, any federal cold case, to essentially be reopened and re-examined by a new investigative team as new tactics, techniques, and science becomes available. And so it's just giving hope to people who are losing hope. And we did it in a bipartisan way. It's pro-victim. It works with law enforcement to support them in their efforts to reinvestigate. And again, it was bipartisan, and so it's going to be signed into law in the next couple of days. And we hope the president touts that as, again, Democrats working, to keep people safe in their communities and hold people accountable, and devote resources to hold people accountable when a loved one is lost.
You won Twitter this week, I have to say. Right-winger tweeted, "There are no pronouns in the Constitution," and you said, "Why is MAGA so bad at this?"
Yeah.
We the people.
The first part.
Okay,
Yeah.
the very first thing.
The first
we
word.
is a pronoun. But